Good morning and happy Friday, Mountain family. My name is Amelia Lee here with you on this February 7th. We are at 4:59, just about 30 seconds away from 5 o'clock this morning. We're also at the time to check on in with meteorologist Megan Dusmal for a look at the forecast this morning. Megan, we had that severe weather yesterday. What can folks prepare for today and expect for their weekend to come?
Well, the good news is we do have a nice break from the rain. I know we watched that move out of our region as we're heading into the morning hours of your Friday. We have that break. We'll see some partly cloudy skies for your Friday, but another chance of rain is in the forecast as we're heading into the later portions of today and into your Saturday. Now for Saturday, that's when we have our next chance of rain, and storms will increase as we're going through the day on Saturday, seeing the highest chances as you're heading into the evening hours of Saturday and into your very early hours of your Sunday. Here's a look at satellite and radar over the past 3 hours. You can watch the remainder of that rain push out, looking clear as we head into the scan right now. I'll go ahead and pause that just so you can see what we are looking at. Again, nice and clear, really watching those clouds push through the region. Current temperatures as you're heading out the door, though, are a lot cooler than we saw yesterday. We are in the 30s. Now, some places do see the 40s, and we will continue to warm up as we're heading into the afternoon, but it will not be as warm as we saw yesterday. We're looking in the low to mid 50s for those highs, seeing the upper 40s as you're traveling towards Wise today and Moorhead as well as Logan. Next 12 hours, here's how we'll get to that high temperature. We'll start to warm up as we're heading closer to the afternoon and then cool down slightly as we're heading into the evening hours. And then we'll see even warmer temperatures as we're heading into tomorrow. Amelia.
All right, thank you, Megan. Well, severe weather impacted many folks and woke some of you up throughout the region Wednesday night and into Thursday morning. WYMT's Caroline Mueller spoke to one Eastern Kentucky woman who lost everything within minutes.
Single mother of two, Casey Burkhart, is still in shock as a storm ripped through her home Thursday morning, leaving nothing behind.
The tornado warning sounded, and it literally, within 2 or 3 minutes, I could hear what sounded like a train or so. It was really loud. It was louder than a train. It was, but kind of like that. And before I could even think, or do anything, it was just already done and over with, It came very fast and it went just as fast.
She says the moments inside were the scariest of her life, describing the moment her roof collapsed.
I was on my knees, crawling, because the roof came down and it's actually dented on the roof where my back and head stuff hit the top of it. It was bad. It kind of like dribbled me like a basketball.
While she is not sure what the future looks like, she says she is just grateful to be alive.
I'm trying to remain optimistic, and keep my head up. But this is very disheartening, and it's discouraging and frustrating, but I truly believe that God brought me through this for a reason, and I feel like He'll take care of the need,
Emergency crews and the National Weather Service are assessing damage in the region, working to determine whether a tornado officially touched down. Housley County's Deputy Emergency Manager, David Stamper, says staying informed is crucial in severe weather.
Even when you lay down in the bed at night, every home should have a NOAA weather radio in it. That way, if you get an alarm, the Weather Service issues an alarm, it will go off just like a smoke alarm would.
Burkhart is choosing to focus on what matters most.
Material things can be replaced, lives can't.
Her children were at school when the worst of the storm hit, a relief amid this overwhelming loss. And with her parents next door, she is not alone. But as she looks at the destruction which was once her home, she knows the road ahead will not be easy. In Owsley County, Caroline Mueller, WYMT Mountain News.
The National Weather Service is still surveying the damage, but they say from what they saw so far, it's likely a tornado did touch down. Emergency officials urge folks to stay prepared with a way to get weather warnings in their home. In Rockcastle County, the National Weather Service confirms a tornado touchdown around 8 on Thursday morning. The line of severe weather damaged roofs of homes and flattened a barn. They believe it could be the same system that moved through Jackson and Owsley counties. Since the July flood of 2022, weather events like what we experienced yesterday can cause mental health concerns. Triggers or flashbacks of sounds are serious and in some cases. And one doctor says the most common thing seen at ARH is severe anxiety and PTSD. He reminds the community you are not alone.
You don't have to act strong, because you will be strong if you're seeking help and reaching out. That is the strength in this case.
The doctor says to reach out to people you trust and members of the community who went through similar things. There are resources at ARH like counseling services. He says the worst thing you could do is not reach out for help. Governor Andy Beshear answered a question during yesterday's Team Kentucky briefing about a high-profile shooting in London. An officer shot and killed Doug Harless in December while trying to serve a late-night warrant at his home. Governor Beshear called the situation tragic and says it appears to have been preventable or avoidable. However, he said he can't talk too much about it while Kentucky State Police investigate.
They fall under the Justice Cabinet, which falls under me, so I want to be careful about offering too many comments, because I want to make sure that when the Kentucky State Police makes their findings, that they are viewed with the credibility that they should be.
Following Harless's death, the London community hosted several Justice for Doug marches, demanding accountability from city officials and justice for Harless's death. During his Team Kentucky update, Governor Andy Beshear announced he signed House Bill 1. Beshear says House Bill 1 is a tax break for Kentuckians. He says he signed the bill on Thursday morning because of a booming economy. Governor Beshear says he will bring up key legislation during his briefings. He says he breaks bills down in 3 categories: bills that are good for families, bills that are bad for people, and bills that are bizarre.
I promised you that I'll fight for Kentuckians, that regardless of what's going on in D.C., I'll do my best for you to pay those bills at the end of the month and to build a brighter future.
He says this will reduce state income tax. Beshear says he supports the bill, and so do both Democrats and Republican lawmakers. But he also says the tax cut will reduce the funds coming into state coffers by $718 million annually. All 3 branches of government were present on Thursday in Frankfort to celebrate Black History Month. Governor Beshear and Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman were alongside members of the Kentucky Black Caucus in the Capitol Rotunda. During yesterday's ceremony, lawmakers recognized African-American lawmakers and the work they do for Kentucky. Senator Gerald Neal spoke, reaffirming that Black history is both American history and Kentucky history.
So when we reaffirm Black history and we say Black history is, as the governor said, Kentucky history, and we say is American history, we mean it. There's no separation for us. It's very important that each of us take this seriously, and when someone reacts to that and suppresses that and does not use that as an opportunity to bring us together and move forward, then I got a problem. And you should have a problem.
Composer Florence B. Price was also recognized with a performance of one of her pieces. Well, thank you for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News this morning. When we return, it's the #1 killer of women in the U.S. One thing you need to know about cardiovascular disease on this National Wear Red Day.
And today we have a break from the storms, but more storm chances are on the way.